Hi, welcome to this class with Emotereyogaclass. I call it Emotereyogaclass simply because I use different exercises from any kind of system like Qigong-Kundalini, hathayoga, gymnastics, Sistema, basically anything. And my idea behind the system is to take back the old tradition of rest in between exercises. So it works more on the nervous system than the difference between the fight and flight and the rest and digest. So we can learn the body, the difference, and really work that key so we easily and swiftly can switch in between active and non-active without being stuck on orange as is so common. So relaxation is a big part of it. So the basic idea is to use any kind of exercise, do it mindfully with the breath as the leading guide, warm up the whole body so it doesn't disturb you when you sit a part of the class in meditation or towards meditation, an exercise in meditation I should say. And then we usually end the class with a couple of yin exercises. And as a bonus we add a bit of balance, some strength, and try to work the whole body with all movements and strength functional body can have and use. So I will take off my microphone soon because I will start with a very simple but effective warm-up exercise. It's usually used in Sistema, where I will simply roll around on the floor and try to be relaxed. But there will be a bit of bumping, and that acts like a bit of massage for the whole body. This exercise is very easy for children, but I'm 50 plus, so it's not so easy anymore. And that's why I tend to do it a bit more often. So I'll put on the microphone here so it doesn't disturb us too much. So simply roll around the floor if you have the space, any direction, and just be relaxed and breathe. Okay, there was the microphone. This rolling exercise, you can start with the legs or the arms, and it's quite interesting when you work against the hard floor to feel how the body tenses up and how you can use the body and just the weight of the body to roll around. So that's a quite good exercise just to warm up. I will do another one in the same sort of area where I stand up, and when I breathe out I will roll down on the floor, and when I breathe in I will stand up. So just this simple, like a falling exercise. So I'll take off my microphone again and just show some examples. Oh, you get the idea. That type of exercise is used both as a falling exercise and the shock on the floor and the hard push against something hard, the body reacts to shock as it's being hurt, so it releases a lot of hormones to repair and like excite the body, prepare for battle, make it fitter. So exercises where you hit the body can be quite beneficial. Like in Kung Fu, they do a lot of hardening exercises where they hit the bone, basically. And when you hit the bone like this, there goes a signal, because the bone is doing a bit like this. And the signal goes to the body somewhere in the brain, probably. This bone is being used, it has to become thicker. So if I were to do this for a couple of months, I'm sure I will get really more bone density and thicker anything to protect the body. So that's why it's important to use the body and put weight on the bone structure. So if you stay in bed for a couple of months, you lose your muscle and you lose your bone density. So I will continue to warm up the body, and I will do a simple Kundalini or Hatha exercise, spinning the spine. There's a few different ideas behind this exercise. One is to keep the head very still and just move the spine like if you would have a small ball at the center of the spine, and you move the spine around it, like if you start with a golf ball and a handball and a basketball and a medicine ball, and change direction. And there's also a school where you use your whole upper body. And nothing wrong with that, but that works more on the whole upper body and the lower part of the spine. So I prefer having the head pretty still and just move the spine. And when it comes to breathing, the normal thing is to breathe out when you go back and breathe in when you go forward. But there's nothing wrong with changing the breath. It's quite common in hathayoga to work against the breath. It becomes like an internal massage. So if I breathe in here, it becomes more complicated in the movement, and it becomes a sort of an internal massage for the organs. So this can be quite interesting to change the breathing pattern. The same if we would go and do push-ups here. And I can do it in this direction maybe. Where you breathe out when you go down and breathe in when you go up. But you get stronger if you breathe out, so you can breathe in and breathe out when you push. And in Sistema you do push-ups with the knees slightly bent and the hands close to the upper torso and the head forward, and you go down and put the hips and the knees and almost the head to the floor, and then come back and then work really slowly. You usually see push-ups done something like this, you but when you do it really slow, it gets even more beneficial, I think. And keep your legs active and your core active. And now I put in the first rest. There probably should have been a few more. But I'll take a longer one here, where I stand in mountain pose and close my eyes. Let the breath come back to normal again. Have a somewhat tense body, shoulders back, fingers active, legs active, core active, but just slightly. It should still be relaxed. So if someone would go around me and push on me, I should be somewhat stable and not be like boiled spaghetti and not stiff like a refrigerator, somewhere in between. Relaxed, but still some structure to the whole body. Okay, we'll continue with a squat. It's from Sistema as well, where you breathe out and you do it really slow. You can do it in a couple of minutes if you want to, but we'll do it a bit faster. And we just come down and come up. So this exercise is one of the basic exercises from Sistema, where you work the biggest muscle in the body, the legs, and you warm up the whole body really good, and you work on the hip flexibility as well. So if you're tense, you maybe might stop here or come down. And this time I come down for the resting part and just try to relax the body as much as possible. Take back my deep breathing. And examine my body if I tense some muscles in without needing it. Like shoulders are quite easy to tense up without no need for it. So what the full deep breath does is bringing us back to the rest and digest version of our nervous system. Now I will take off my microphone again and do a simple rolling exercise on the spine and a leg lift, something like this. Also a bit of massage for the spine, and lifting the legs brings a bit of core work as well. And now we come back to a short bit of rest again. Now I will continue with a bit of self-massage again. It's a pranayama exercise from hathayoga. Quite different, but I really like it. I'll take off my microphone again. But the basic exercise is take a deep breath in, hold your breath, and hit your rib cage really hard. Not so hard that you break anything, but you really pat the whole rib cage. And for me it's like waking up all the small lung cells that you're not using. So it's a bit of a shock for the breathing mechanism, but I really like it. So something like this. This exercise really brings a lot of energy, and I feel it's a bit good for relaxation as well. When you hit a muscle, there's not so much muscles here basically, but when you hit the muscle it tenses up and then it relaxes. So you really feel energized and you get a deeper, fuller breath after this pranayama exercise. And now we'll come up to standing. Can take a bit wider stance and just do basic back rolls with the shoulders, like you're fixing your hair with your big hand comb. So stop there and we'll do some kicks. So you press out your hands, shoulders together, one leg in front of the other. You bend the body like this, so here comes in an angle. And then you just do a basic kick or a swing with the leg and back again. So it's a bit of a balance and some movement exercise for the leg. And it's quite hard for the shoulders and arms as well if we continue for a bit here. And try the other leg. So really push and shoulders together. And a kick and step back. Breathe out with your mouth when you kick. You get stronger when you breathe out. And when you breathe out with your mouth, you can breathe out faster. You breathe in through your nose. It's more difficult. So you do it slower. And when you breathe slower, it promotes relaxation. Plus that the nose filters the air better than the mouth that has no filter at all. So we stop there and we can relax sitting down again. Put your hands up so you get a more open chest. If we put your hands like this, we close our chest, and when we do this, you get a more open chest, so it's easier to breathe. Close your eyes and bring back your deep, long breath. And I take this resting time to examine my body and feel if I tense something up. I feel I tense my shoulders a bit and my legs. So it's important to learn to recognize when you tense up, because you're basically wasting precious energy. So in Chinese medicine, they have this idea that very energetic people that have a lot of energy, that can't stand still and talk fast and walk fast and seems highly energetic, they waste a lot of energy. So it's more clever to preserve your energy until you really need it for health or defense or survival or helping someone or so. Okay, we'll continue with the exercise from Qigong, where we talked about China. So we can have one hand on the hip and we go out like we hold a bowl of water, and we turn this bowl and we don't spill the water, and we come back again, we hold the water up or the soup, and we do another twist under. So first over and one turn under. And here we can play with how wide we do the movement or how fast, and how much behind the middle balance point we go, and we can play with the other direction. And we can also test different way of breathing along with the movement. So it's a good mobility exercise. You really work the whole shoulder and arms and everything. And try the other direction, the other arm. And it's always interesting to notice here as well. If I tense this shoulder, I'm not really using it, so it should be relaxed. And it's always interesting to notice how different we usually have mobility, how different our mobility are from one side to the other. It's often quite common with the spine movements or hip movements that we recognize that one side is a lot stiffer than the other. Okay, we'll take another small rest here, and we can do it in a squat, or like an active rest here. Okay, earlier in the class we talked about how the body reacts to the shock of physical hits. So we will do another sort of massage and body awakening or hardening exercise. I will basically hit all the soft parts of my body, the muscly parts, and it doesn't matter if I hit bone as well. It's not so nice maybe, but as long as it's not super hard, it's not dangerous. It just activates and stresses the body, and it can be a positive stress if we not overdo it. So I will turn off my microphone again and put it on the floor and just show how you can do it. Oh, and I forgot to mention it. It's a very good exercise for learning how to continue breathing with a slow and even breath, and not tense up and hold your breath. It's very common when you get stress, like if you get hit, that you stop breathing, and that's not good, because after only a few seconds we lose energy. So the more we can keep slow and even breath, the easier it is in the exercises. And that comes to stuff like plank as well. A lot of people hold their breath here because they're their body gets stressed, then the body wonders, what are you doing? This is hard, I can't do it. A lot of negative thoughts. So that's also a good exercise to try and relax and keep that low, even breath among challenging poses and exercises. So I'll take another rest here. I'll do it on the floor this time and try to relax the body again. And now I can take this part of the exercise with relaxation to think about if I feel we have some part of the body that isn't warm yet or needs circulation, or if any part of my body is really stiff. And I felt two areas that wasn't really warm yet, and that was the skin on my head, the neck, the scalpel here. So we can massage that a bit. And also my feet. We haven't done so much harder exercise on the feet, so mine are quite cold and stiff. It's not really warm here. So I'll do some quite hard massage here as well. Move all the joints and push hard between the 26 bones here. So we have 26 bones and 30 joints in one foot. And our body is a fantastic machine. We are still made to walk around 50 kilometers a day, like we did when we were hunter-gatherers. And I just learned today that the body is programmed to keep a fat supply of 2 months without food. That's the healthy goal for a body when eating. It tries to keep the reserve so we can go up to 2 months without food if we have plenty of water. That's pretty amazing, I think. Okay, we can do another little exercise for the spine and upper body from Kundalini yoga, the mill, where we just pretend to drive a big stone mill by our hands here. So we work the spine and backside of our legs and shoulders and arms and neck and everything. and switch directions. So let's see, we've done some push-ups, we've done some squats. We should do a bit more core exercises and some balance exercise, I think. And then we should be warm enough for a bit of meditation. So before the little rest, we'll do a bit more core. And we can do just side by side and dip the elbow here. Then we target the side muscles in the stomach here. It can be quite tough. And before the rest, we'll do some work on the back muscles as well that keep our shoulders back. So we can do a bit of a reptile hands here and just work by looking up. And stop with a little seal. Sometimes used in yin yoga. And this time we can relax on the floor. Advasana. Okay, before I get too comfortable there, we'll finish up with a balance exercise. It's from yoga, drinking bird. So hip width with your legs, mountain pose. Breathe in, come up on your tippy toes. And when we breathe out with semi-straight legs, we'll put the hands back and our bird neck forward. Drinking bird. Straight or semi-straight legs and come back here towards the floor. Not so easy. Ooh. Shoulders together, active arms and fingers, tippy toes. Focus on a point. And low and slow breathing. Don't get scared and stop breathing. Even if your brain tells you you're crazy, this is dangerous, hold your breath, stop doing this. Okay. Oh, okay. Is the whole body warm now? Do I feel tense anywhere? No, feels good. So I'll sit a bit towards meditation. I would suggest 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes if possible. If you get stiff in your legs, you can just change seat or move around a bit. And I find the easiest way to come into meditation at certain times is to focus on the breath. Just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And when your monkey brain and your popcorn brain starts to think about any kind of other bullshit, you just recognize it and come back to concentrate on your breathing pattern. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And after a few minutes, if you have a good day, you usually get more and more space between your popcorn thoughts, and sometimes tiny moments of stillness. So that's what we're aiming at and working towards. But be okay with that. Some days are just a struggle and some days feel really, really nice and blissful. Both are okay. It's just a meditation practice. So I'll shut up now and do my own practice. Okay, I'll stop there, or this will be the most boring video on internet. When you sit for meditation, you can put your tongue towards your upper palate, and you can make sure that you have your head straight on your atlas thing here on the spine. So you can put your chin a bit back, relax your shoulders, really fight to get the spine long and straight. And you can sit in like this, or if you choose to sit on something, instead of ending up here, you sit on high on something, so you get your legs way below your hips, and that makes it easier to get a really straight spine. And make sure your shoulders are relaxed and your hands are relaxed somewhere in your knee. And especially after a few minutes, take some time to really straighten up again. It's easy to sit for a few minutes and you end up here or something. So you make sure that you keep this spine straight for all the energy to move up and down. Okay. So after the meditation practice, we usually finish up with a few yin exercises. So we can do like a hanging dragon where you sit in a squat. If you have a hard time coming over here, you can put your feet on something, so you get easier to get into a squat and hang down. And in yin we relax the muscles and just let the weight of our body put some tiny stress on our joints and ligaments, and exercise our fascia that tense organic material that are 20% of our muscles, and keep all the water in our body contained, and make it possible for our muscle fibers to glide easily when we move. So there's fascia in every part of our body. Even our blood system is considered a part of our fascia. So somewhere between 5-10 minutes, with 50% of a maximum recommended for a yin pose. And just remember to relax the muscles, so no muscle activity in yin yoga. And we'll do another one, snail pose. Perhaps a little bit more complicated to relax in, but we can put the legs on a bolster or blocks or something. And remember to get the shin a bit up so it doesn't get too constricted here. So at least a few minutes in each pose. And I think I'll finish off with a simple butterfly forward fold here. Okay, thanks for your interest. My name is Tobias Mattsson, and this was filmed here at Studio Liv in Kungsbacka, Sweden. Bye.